Let's do this thing.
started.
All right, sounds good, bro. All right.
Welcome back for the Sunday games. This is gonna be a quick one because we have the Colts game on in the background. So if we get a little
Yeah.
distracted, that's why.
Yeah, we'll also talk about I want to mention something too that we're recording this after that Bengals game. Um, the Bengals won 27 to 24 in overtime.
Yes.
And coincidentally, the last time that these two teams played, that was the exact same score with the exact same team winning in overtime with a game-winning field goal.
Yep.
So if that doesn't prove that the NFL is scripted, man, I don't know what does. But
I mean,
anyways,
we've had the
anyways,
script for these past couple of weeks, so
yeah, yeah. Well, you did say that the Bengals game was -3, so that's a pushover.
yep, push on the spread.
So
Yep,
all right,
getting marked in
so
yellow.
but I mean we were sweating that though. We sweat
Yeah,
that. Now we're sweating the Colts game right now.
yeah. And I did I
Yeah,
did win
it's
my
getting a little intense.
I did win my bet on the Bengals game. Um, my oh, DraftKings just reset. My six pick parlay hit, so I
Oh yeah,
made a
yeah,
little bit of
yeah.
money.
Hell yeah, dude. Let's go.
Yeah.
Sweet,
But
sweet. All
we're
right.
we're gonna kick it off with the Bears at Browns game, starting off
Yes,
for
we are.
Sunday. The money line is plus 140 for the Bears, minus 166 for the Browns, and the spread is -3 in favor of the Browns. I'll take it away with the Browns. Sort of putting puddle puzzle, sort of putting puzzle pieces together on offense at this point in the season. Last week was a high-scoring win against the Jags. Joe Flacco looks incredible. Much older now, so he's definitely a vet at this point in his career. Threw for 311, three touchdowns. Did have an interception, but passing game looked great. On the ground, Jerome Ford had 51 rushing, and Kareem Hunt had a rushing touchdown. And then through the air, Njoku had 91 receiving, two touchdowns, and then Cooper had 77 receiving yards. If their defense can hold back the Bears, this offense has the potential to keep finding the end zone and just continuing to run up the score based on how they look last week.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. And for the Bears, we kind of already touched on the matchup from last week a little bit yesterday in Saturday's video. So if you would like to see us talk about that a little bit, you can go check out that video. That would be great. The Bears defense played very well against the Lions offense last week, and if their offense and defense can keep it up, they will be able to keep in it against the Browns tomorrow. I think this game's going to kind of be all over the place. I think the Bears are going to start off. They're going to start off strong and then just fall off like for the rest of the game. And the Browns are just going to be, I don't know, the Browns. Like they're just going to be, that mediocre team, but still wins by a lot of points. So it's going to be a weird matchup, but I'm probably going to go the Browns for this game.
As will I.
Yeah.
As will
All
I.
right. Moving into the next game, we have the Falcons at the Panthers. The spread for the Falcons is -155, and the spread for the Panthers is plus 130.
Money line.
And the Falcons money line. Wait, oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Sorry, yeah. And the Falcons spread, sorry, is -3. Um, so we're gonna kick it off with the Falcons here. The Falcons lost their divisional matchup against the Bucks, 29 to 25. Desmond Ritter balled out with 347 passing yards, but only one touchdown and an interception. Leading receiver was Drake London with 172. That's crazy. And the passing touchdown went to Kyle Pitts, who had three catches for 57 yards. Bijan Robinson had a game as well with 34 rushing, a touchdown, and 54 receiving. He's been kicking it into high gear a little bit more recently, so we like to see that, especially as
Yes.
a fantasy manager who just picked him up in the first or second round. You're loving that a little bit more now. So
Oh yeah.
uh, this offense can move down the field really well and should not struggle against the Panthers. I mean, no team should really struggle against the Panthers at all.
No, I don't think it's gonna happen. Forgot to mention, but the wheel picked the Browns for that last game.
Yes.
And then for this game, the wheel picked the Panthers. Um, but more on them. Sad loss for them last week. They only put up 6 points. Bryce Young threw for 137, and that is pitiful, to say the least. The rest of the offense did not look good either. Really upsetting watching this season go out the same way that it started. Just a whole lot of tallies in the loss column. That
Yeah,
being
and
said,
what's
I don't agree
good.
with the wheel. I'm
Yeah,
picking the Falcons over
uh,
the Panthers for sure.
but the best part about it is that the Panthers are not knocked out of the playoffs yet. They're somehow still in it
Uh,
because the Patriots are the only team that's knocked out that officially eliminated. Like the Panthers literally need like so many miracles. Like they'll be kicked out after this week, but like the Panthers need so many miracles for something like that to happen.
I can't see behind my laptop. I'm trying to look at the
Um,
standings and I can't see it.
because ESPN showed like the E with the dashes next to the team,
Yeah.
and there's not one next to the Panthers yet, at least. So I assume after this week there will be, but
Yeah.
same with the Cardinals.
Yep. Yeah, three
But
teams that you can pretty much guarantee are not making it. Patriots, Panthers, and Cardinals.
yeah,
Uh, moving,
definitely going Falcons on this one.
yep. Moving into the next one, we have the Giants at the Saints. The money lines are plus 210 Giants, minus 258 Saints, and then the spread is minus 6 in favor of the Saints. Um, I'll start with the Giants. A huge win last week over the Packers, 24 to 22 final score. DeVito continues to look pretty good, but he did only have 158 passing. He did have a passing touchdown, but the shining star of this game was Saquon Barkley. He had 86 rushing yards and 2 touchdowns. Not a whole lot to show off for this team, but somehow they made it work for the win. Not a lot to show
Yeah.
off in the air, but on the ground they looked really good.
I also will mention Tommy DeVito's agent looks exactly like I thought he would.
Oh yeah, oh yeah,
Like
not at
like
all surprised by
exactly
that.
how I thought he would look.
No,
Like I literally looked at him and
all
I
the
was
memes
like, yeah,
coming out about that hysterical. Like
just so funny. He would do that.
stereotypical, just like
Yeah,
very Italian
yeah, dude.
agent, hysterical.
Oh my God. Yeah, dude. It was pretty funny seeing that. But just talked about the Saints win against the Panthers. Carr threw for only 119 and 2 touchdowns with an interception. 119 yards. I mean, that's nothing for a QB.
Yeah,
You
no,
can't play games and throw like yards like that. Alvin
yeah,
Kamara only had 56 rushing and a touchdown. He's been very quiet this year, and the pass game was minimal. Not entirely sure how they came away with the 28 points, but another team that made it work to get the win. And I also will say, dude, like out of every team in the league, the Saints are the quietest team in the league. Like
yes,
no notable injuries, nothing notable like going on with their record or their team. It's just
yeah,
like it's just one of those mid teams that nobody pays attention to.
yeah.
And
The
that
definition of
this
middle of the field.
this team for me, I genuinely don't think I've even watched the second of any game. Like I couldn't even tell you who players are besides Olave, Shahid,
Yeah,
uh, Kamara, and Carr. I couldn't tell you any more players.
and Hill, Taysom Hill.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. That guy.
Um, the only game of theirs that I watched this season was the one where Alvin Kamara made a phenomenal rushing play, went out of bounds and then hit the like the line official and broke his leg.
Oh,
That's the only game I watched because that week I
oh,
made an
oh,
anytime touchdown parlay and Kamara was on it, and that happened before he got the touchdown. So as soon as he
oh
got the touchdown, I
God,
turned the game
dude.
off. As soon as he got the touchdown, I turned the game off. But I
Oh
watched that
yeah.
happen. That was
I completely
that was
forgot about that.
that was the only game I watched this season.
Dude, I completely forgot that even happened. Oh my
Yeah.
God. Poor line official, dude. Poor guy.
Yeah. I
Poor
shouldn't I
guy.
shouldn't laugh, but
But,
that's the only game I watched this season.
oh
um,
man.
yeah. So this matchup, two teams that like barely came away with a win. I mean, obviously the Saints played the Panthers, so they were pretty much guaranteed to win, but really not sure how points got on the board for either team. Um, the wheel chose the Giants, and I think as good as DeVito looks with the Giants, I don't know if he's going to come away with another win for his team this week.
Yeah, I don't
Um,
know. Like I said, I don't know enough about about the team, like about the Saints to like go with them, but I
yeah.
know that this matchup is probably going to be a close one. Um, this one's tough, man. It's a tough one to pick. I mean, even though the Saints are -6, which is
Yeah.
crazy, um, I, dude, I'm probably going to go with the Giants in this game. I think I'm
Okay.
going to go with the Giants winning this game.
Okay. See
So a little bit, little
now
bit of a
I'm
different.
divided because I don't know. Should I put the Saints down? Should I put? I think for
You
the
put down whatever you want.
I
You're in
think
charge of it.
for the sake of being different than the wheel, I'm gonna put the Saints down.
Okay.
Just
Yeah, sounds
because
good.
they're both of us have chosen two different picks, so I'll split it.
Right, right. Yeah.
Fine by me.
All right. Moving into the next game, we have the Bucks at the Packers. The Bucks are +145, Packers -175. The Packers spread is -3.5, and the wheel picked the Bucks. I'm going to kick it off with the Bucks here. The Bucks won their division matchup, as previously mentioned. Baker only threw for 144, which means the passing game was severely lacking in this game. But he did throw two touchdown passes to Rashad White and Cade Otton. So, he can still get the passing touchdowns. It's just the yards that are minimal.
Right.
On the ground, White had 102 yards. He's been playing great this whole season. I mean, there was a trade earlier this fantasy season where one of my buddies in the league requested Elijah Moore for Rashad White straight up trade, and I declined it because I thought Elijah Moore was going to do something, and he's nowhere to be seen the entire season. So that's that's awesome. Um, let's see. Baker had a rushing touchdown too. The run game saved them as well as some key defensive plays. So we're kind of looking at a Bucks team that's again middle of the line, but they still have a great chance of making the playoffs.
Yeah. The only team coming from their division is gonna be whoever wins it. So,
Yep. Yep.
all three of the teams except for the Panthers are fighting for that top spot.
Mm-hmm.
Um, On the other side of this game, the Packers, looking at their game last week, we just mentioned it against the Giants. Unfortunate loss for them. But Jordan Love threw for 218, one touchdown, and did have an interception. On the ground, A.J. Dillon was the lead rusher. He had 53 yards through 15 carries, so not very efficient there. Uh, and then Tucker Kraft, I don't hear that name very often. Was the lead
Interesting.
receiver with 64 yards and four catches, so a bit more efficient through the air. And then the pass game is great. Jordan Love really likes the deep balls, and his receivers are
Whoa,
getting more
whoa, whoa,
targets
whoa,
past the
whoa,
line to gain.
whoa.
So they're whenever they do pass, they're moving the ball pretty far. Uh, and then
Caught me off guard, dude.
like uh, like Riker said, the wheel picked the Bucks. I don't know. I feel pretty good about the Packers here. I might disagree with the wheel.
Yeah, I think I'm going Packers on this one.
Okay.
I like the Packers in this game. I mean, I know Love really likes the deep balls, but you know, he'll keep throwing them this game, dude.
Hmm.
He's playing really well. I mean, it's you know, we thought he was going to be a bust, but we didn't realize that he was going to be. Stop, stop.
Sorry.
I didn't actually mean to say it like that. but Jordan Love is proving everybody wrong who like ever thought he was
Yes,
not going to do well.
that is
So
for sure. Yes.
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So
Enough of that. We're gonna move on from that. We have the Jets at the Dolphins. The Jets money line is plus 330, and for the Dolphins minus 425. The spread is minus 8.5 in favor of the Dolphins. Last week, a very surprising upset with a loss to the Titans. The Dolphins uh, makes sense that they lost this game, considering that Tyreek Hill was dealing with an ankle injury and Tua was sacked 4 times. Despite the 4 sacks, Tua still threw for 240. Mostert still ran for 96. Waddle and Hill still had 79 and 61 receiving, respectively, but obviously much lower numbers for Tyreek than anybody would have expected. They were unable to find the end zone as often as we've seen in every other game this season, and this is their first loss to a team below 500 in like over a year. So who knows
yeah,
what will happen against the Jets
yeah,
tomorrow?
yeah. I mean, the Jets looked like they finally got things together on offense last week. They beat the Texans 30-6, which absolutely nobody saw coming. I mean, the Texans have been on a hot streak,
Yeah.
but now you're looking at a Jets team who actually made themselves known last week. So unfortunately, they're still below 500, but they will be facing the Dolphins tomorrow. That's going to be a really tough game. If Tyreek not playing? Did they announce that yet or no?
I'm not sure.
Because I think that he's still questioned. I think he's a game time decision.
I think so too. I think that's
Um,
what I read the other day when I was writing this up.
okay. Um, they will have to double down if they want to keep up. It's the Jets defense is what's going to be keeping them in this game because the Jets defense is legit. I mean, we've seen it
Yeah.
ourselves.
They're
It's
ranked
legit,
first.
So
They're ranked first in pass defense. So,
yeah. So and we all know Tua ain't shit without Tyreek. So
yeah. Jalen Waddle
you
can
know,
only do so much. Um,
yeah, dude, he's been really quiet.
yeah, Hill did not practice yesterday. Still listed as
Right.
questionable. Um, he'll finish the week with 3 consecutive did not participates. So, if he's confident he can be himself, he will play. That's what coach said. If
Okay.
not, then he won't. So, game time
All
decision.
right.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yep.
But yeah, I'm gonna probably go. This is
I
another one,
mean,
dude.
with Mostert and A-Chain on the ground, I feel like they're not really going to struggle here. Because if
Yeah,
things don't
you're
go
right.
so well
You're
through
right.
the air, they're just going to run it. And in their
You're
last
right.
matchup, like, they still had a ton of passing yards despite the Jets' defense. But,
Yeah.
and then they picked up the run game, like, at the end in, like, the third and fourth quarter. But still, I think he had, like, 94 yards against, Mostert had 94 yards against the last matchup with the Jets. So, like,
Yeah. Yeah.
they'll be able to do it. I don't
Yeah.
think that the Dolphins are gonna sweat this game.
No, I'll go with the Dolphins on this one. I'll agree with the wheel.
Yeah. You'll notice a lot of these games are in order, like back to back. We talk about one team and their game last week, and then the next game that we talk about is the opponent. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so for this next game, we're going to the Texans and the Titans, who are both the matchup of the previous two teams. Um, so that we have the Texans at the Titans. Money line is plus 130 in favor of the Texans, minus 155 for the Titans, and then the spread is minus 3 for the Titans. I'll continue with the Texans. Bad beat. They were down 24 for the loss. And then losing Tank Dell and Nico Collins has been game altering for this Texans offense. CJ
And not
Stroud
only
can,
them,
yeah,
CJ Stroud's out.
he's out now too. Uh-oh.
Yeah,
Well,
concussion.
looks like we're going back to the Texans team from last year. Um, Shit, that's
Yeah,
tough. CJ Stroud last week threw for 91 against the Jets defense, which is god awful.
yeah,
Um,
dude, that's bad.
Devin Singletary was limited to 65, but he did get the only touchdown of the night. I can't remember if they went for two or tried to kick it, but they missed whatever the point after was.
Yeah, whatever
So
happened.
they only sat at 6 the entire game. This team will need to make damn near a full 180 if they want to stand a chance with the Titans tomorrow. But now that I've heard that CJ Stroud is not playing, their offense is going nowhere.
Yeah.
So, um, back-to-back bad weeks for them.
Mm-hmm. And the Titans, first below 500 team to beat the Dolphins in over a year, like we mentioned. Will Levis looked incredible with 327 passing yards, but only one touchdown and an interception as well. Leading receiver was, of course, D Hop, who had 7 catches for 124 yards and a touchdown. On the ground, Derrick Henry had a very inefficient game, 17 carries for 34 yards, but he did have 2 touchdowns. And that was like the last touchdown with however many seconds left
Yeah,
in the
the
fourth
walk-off
was that
touchdown.
game winning.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, I mean his yardage is really low, but obviously they
Yeah,
went through the air a lot in this game. So the two
right.
touchdowns is just like by chance the receiver made it too short of the goal. But
Exactly.
um, yeah, unfortunately the wheel does not know about all the injuries. So picking the Texans looks to be very wrong here.
Yeah, I'm going with the Titans. That's why the
Yeah.
Titans are favored to win.
Yeah. Yeah, I that makes a
So
bit more sense now. I figured, like
yeah,
just because they're missing two of their offensive guys and they just lost, but now that it's like they're missing three offensive guys and they just lost, like and
yeah.
the Titans
Shambles.
beat the Dolphins, so that's why they get a boost as well.
And the Texans are in shambles.
Yeah, they're crumbling piece by piece. It's like week after
Um,
week they're losing another player. They lose Tank Dell, then the
I
next week they
know,
lose Nico Collins, then the next week they lose CJ Stroud. So,
dude.
you know,
Not good, man.
that's
Not
unfortunate.
good. Moving into the next game, we have the Chiefs at the Patriots. The Chiefs are minus 375. Patriots are plus 295, and the Chiefs spread is minus 7.5. Um, the Chiefs, after coming off a loss last week to the Bills, go Bills, let's go. The Chiefs are looking to continue with the AFC East as they're going into New England this weekend. Andy Reid and Mahomes were just fined a combined $150,000 for that public criticism of the game officials. Andy Reid was 100,000, Pat Mahomes was 50,000. We just found that out like an hour ago, so
Yeah,
that
like
just
right before we
information
started
just got released.
recording.
Yeah, yep.
Yeah.
Um, Pacheco is out again for this weekend's game with his shoulder injury. So, we always love to see that little dude fucking angry run. So that's a good thing. Um, should be a win for the Chiefs. However, we have seen how sneaky this Patriots team really can be against a good team that is struggling, Bills. Um, but it's again the Patriots have also beaten not so great teams like in their other 2 wins. So
Yeah.
I'm not really worried about the Chiefs here for this one really, but Patriots if they could pull something off, they could pull something off, but I don't know about that one.
Yeah, it doesn't really look too likely. The Patriots have been an absolute disaster class of a team this season. They are already eliminated from playoff contention, so they should start searching for a new coach and quarterback. Um, it is rumored that Bill Belichick will be relieved of his duties after this season. Probably not surprising to most people, but I kind of figured that he wouldn't, just because of his history with them. It'll probably be
Mm-hmm.
um, like I don't know what to say, like a mutual decision to leave.
Oh, for sure, for
Um,
sure. He'll
he's not
honestly, dude.
probably not gonna get
He's
fired,
either
but
no, 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 no. They're probably gonna have him retire
maybe. Um,
because they don't want to.
kind
They
of
don't want
kind
to
of
kick him
unfortunate
out.
that it's going to be on such a downslope of a season, but you know, um, We'll see what happens at the end of the season if he stays or if he goes, and where he
Should
goes
I
if
stay
he's
or
done with the
should I
Patriots.
go?
Yeah. Um, Looking at the running back, Stevenson has been promising as of late, but not enough. Wait, uh, not. Oh, sorry, I'm looking too far ahead. Stevenson has been promising as of late, but not enough, as the quarterback room is still a mess. On the ground they look good, but through the air it's a disaster. So
Yes, it is.
yeah, I don't think the Patriots really stand a chance against the Chiefs here. We saw what their defense was able to do last week against the Bills, but um, I mean we also saw what the Bills defense was not able to do against the Patriots. So
Right.
kind of a coin toss on how well the Patriots are going to play here, but I don't think it'll be
Mm-hmm.
enough to outscore the Chiefs.
Yeah, no. So Chiefs it is.
Yeah.
Chiefs money line.
With
Moving
that,
on to the next game,
wraps up the 1 o'clock
we
games.
have.
We got the four
Oh yeah,
o'clocks
that's right.
now.
That's right.
Yep.
You're right. You're right. 4 o'clock games now. We have the 49ers at the Cardinals. 49ers minus 800
Yeah.
and Cardinals plus 550. 49ers minus 12 and a half is the spread. And the 49ers are not losing this game. This team is absolutely terrifying. A team that is favored to win the Super Bowl and has already clinched the playoff berth with their win last weekend. They're just a fun team to watch.
Oh
I
yeah.
think Nick and I were talking about this earlier today. We think that CMC might get the over on the game points by himself. Like genuinely, like
Yeah.
I like it's going to be insane. He's going to go crazy this weekend.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely insane. Um, Purdy, he's third in yards at 3,553, second in touchdowns with 225 touchdowns. I think he's tied second in that. No, 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 he is second in that because
Yeah.
Josh Allen's number one.
Yeah.
And the best QBR in the league at 74.6. Some people call him a system QB. He's just that guy, man. You really you don't have enough to back it up. You really don't. It's like he they give him the job that he needs to do. They give him the plays that he runs, and he just executes it perfectly. It doesn't matter what plays they give him. It's you can't call you could call him a system coach then, because if the coach is just going to make plays that turns him into a system QB, then call him a system coach. But I think Brock Purdy just really is that guy. You know?
Yeah. Um, I think of the term system quarterback as like just sticking to the script. But
Yeah.
in this case, the system quarterback is just sticking to the guys that make their routes.
Right. Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
we've seen a couple of games where uh, Christian McCaffrey gets limited in yards, even though he still is like 80 plus. Gets limited, which is crazy that he's 80 is limited. But and then a couple of the
Yeah.
receivers get limited, and then George Kittle has to make the plays uh, if the receivers aren't there, or Christian McCaffrey has to make all the plays, whether it's in the air or on the ground. Um,
Right.
I think of system quarterback as like he just has all the weapons. Doesn't really matter what the routes are, someone's always open.
Right.
Um,
Yeah.
which is really bad news for this Cardinals defense because they are ranked 31st in the run and 20th for the receivers. Um, And also a bad news on offense. When Kyler was set to return, the week that we recorded and talked about it, maybe he'd be able to turn things around after the team lost 13 out of 14 without him. Turns out he's not good. Turns out he's not great coming back off of injury, but that's usually how most players go. They don't recover enough. They get thrown into a hard matchup, and then they get injured again. Or they just don't play to their full potential because they're coming back at like 60 or 70%. Um,
Right.
Disappointing season for this team, but at least McBride is having himself a season. It's good that he's at the starting position. So um, maybe just kind of like test the water, see how he can do against this game. I don't think that they're looking to try and win, but maybe trying to just like play as best as they can. They're just here for the
Yeah.
participation trophy at this point.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
The Cardinals, man. Yeah, don't pick the Cardinals for this game. I wouldn't
Nope.
even I wouldn't even pick plus 12 and a half. I would just like I would honestly probably go Niners
Minus 12 and a
spread.
half.
Like the
Yeah.
Niners are gonna put up so many points. I mean, there's really not even a point I'm betting on this game, like, the
Yeah.
money line on this game.
I'll place
You're
the
not
bet
really
right now. Christian McCaffrey 2+ touchdowns.
that. Yeah, honestly, that's yeah. I mean,
We we
you're not
talked about
wrong.
we
You're
talked
probably not
about it
wrong.
before recording, but I'm
Yeah,
gonna do
dude,
it.
you're probably not wrong.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. So both of us 49ers.
Yep.
Yeah. Moving on to the next game, we have the Commanders at the Rams. Commanders are plus 260. Rams are minus 310, and the spread is Rams minus 6.5. Um, the Commanders, they are 5-7-1 against the spread this season, coming off a bye week. Last game they played, they lost pretty badly to the Dolphins. They lost 45-15, and the week before that, they lost 45-10 to Dallas. So the Commanders' defense is 32nd in the league in almost every statistic except I think it's run defense or something. Brian Robinson is ruled out, so Gibson is looking at more touches in Sunday's game. He's more known for catching passes out of the backfield, and that's something that the Rams are kind of struggle with every year with defending. So hopefully they can kind of get in the groove with that because that's what I'm thinking that the Commanders are going to start resorting to, as Sam Howell is. There's not really much he can really do, you know.
Yeah. Um, it's tough when your quarterback is like the leading passer, but has nothing to show for it.
Right, exactly.
So, um,
Impressive though.
yeah. I mean, it's cool.
Yeah, good
It's
for him.
cool to say the least. Um, and then on the other side of this game, looking at the Rams, they are currently 6-7, looking to push up to 7-7. They lost a game to the Ravens last week, but I will say it did look incredible. Their offense performed pretty well. It was a high-scoring game. Um, they have what it takes on offense, but not when they're playing like the number one rated defense. Uh,
Right.
so. It is what it is, but they've really turned it around after being in a slump for quite some time when Cup was out. Nakua and Cup have had great games this season. Last week they looked good as well. Williams is really the player to watch out for. He's been having an amazing season. He's had four, almost five, narrowly missed it on that fifth one, but 100 plus rushing games this season. So their offense is another powerhouse. One that doesn't get talked about too much because uh, if one of the receivers doesn't look good, then both of them unfortunately don't look good. Um,
Yeah.
but their offense against this very bottom of the barrel defense should have no problem walking away with a win.
Yeah. 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 I'm going with the Rams on this one. I
Yep,
think.
the wheels
It's
got
the
it.
play. All right. Let's move into the next one, the last 4 o'clock game.
Yep.
We have the Cowboys at the Bills.
Woo.
The Cowboys are plus 110. Bills are favored at minus 130. And the
Yes.
spread is Bills minus 2. The wheel picked the Bills. Thank you, Wheel. We appreciate that.
Thank you. Yeah.
Um, the Cowboys, spectacular showing against the Eagles last weekend. The defense really showed out, didn't let Jalen Hurts even touch the end zone.
Oh yeah.
Dak threw for 271, 2 touchdowns, and no interceptions. Run game seemed slightly hindered, but the passing game was outstanding. Jake Ferguson and CeeDee Lamb both had over 70 yards, and both CeeDee and Michael Gallup had a receiving touchdown. So, we're probably looking for this game. Dak is probably going to throw a good amount of yards. And I hate to say it, but I think he will because this whole season, having him on my fantasy team has been a blessing, just an absolute blessing. Like he would put up consistent like 40 plus point games. Hopefully, he doesn't throw that many yards this week, but we'll just kind of have to see. It depends if CD can get open. If he can't, then looks like we're locking him down.
Yeah. Even in games where he does get locked down, he still manages to get like 50 or 60 plus. So,
You're right. Yeah.
he just makes a couple of good plays where he beats the defender and then he gets tackled right away. So, um,
Yeah.
he's not carrying the ball down the field. He's just catching it deep down the field.
Right.
Um, you know, it is what it is. But against this Bills team, we'll see how it goes because we have a pretty good defense against all aspects of the field. On offense, though, last week looking at the game against the Chiefs, Allen threw for 233, a passing touchdown, and 1 interception. Connecting with James Cook for 5 completions, 85 yards, and the passing touchdown on the opening drive of the game. Really looked good. They connected really well through the air here. Um, and then on the ground, James Cook really stood up to his role during last week's game, being the leading receiver and the leading rusher with a combined 141 total yards and a touchdown. Every player on the offense got some action through the air, although Davis dropped his target. Um, the defense looked great, as I said. They're one to really put up a fight against an opposing offense. Despite only having 1 sack and 1 interception against the Chiefs, the Bills will need to keep the ball rolling if they want to beat the Cowboys this weekend. We're facing another
Yeah.
offensive powerhouse, so their defense is going to have to. The Bills' defense is going to have to keep up, and then on offense, we're going to have to put up just as many points as they do. So
Yeah.
it's
Exactly.
projected to be close. Spread's only -2, and I think it will be. I think
Yeah.
it'll be just back and forth the whole game.
I think so too. Yeah. Yeah.
Thankfully, this one's at home, so Bills Mafia can, you know, scream as loud
Mm-hmm.
as they want at these Cowboys.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So obviously we'll pick the Bills. We're picking the Bills. It's
Yep.
not, it's no different from any other week. So
Yep.
yeah, that concludes the 4 o'clock game. So now we only have Sunday and Monday. We're gonna kick it off with the Sunday night football. Oh,
did
with the
did
Sunday
you
night football.
did you
No,
say
not
did you
yet.
say
No, not
Monday?
yet. No, not yet. Not yet. Not yet. So Ravens at the Jaguars. The Ravens are -180. The Jags are +150. And the spread is Ravens -3.5. The wheel picked the Ravens, and I'm going to take you through the Ravens a little bit, see what, a little preview on the Ravens here. In the win against the Rams, Lamar threw for 316, 3 touchdowns, and an interception. No surprise that he was also the lead rusher with 70 yards through 11 attempts. Through the air, OBJ, Isaiah Likely, and Zay Flowers were the favorites, having 97, 83, and 60 yards and a touchdown each. Impressive.
Yeah,
Impressive.
very very
Um,
well distributed passes.
yeah,
That was a
seriously.
good game.
Yeah, it really was. This offense continues to explode and whoa, whoa. This, off, this offense continues to explode and put points on the board. If they continue playing at this caliber on both offense and defense, they should have no problems against the Jags. And the Jags are kind of in a weird spot right now. Trevor Lawrence was like supposed to be out, and then he magically got better all of a sudden. But I don't know. This should be a good game. I feel like.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely going to be a good game. If the Jags offense can keep up, then it's going to be just another offensive shootout, and it's going to be a nice
Hmm.
Sunday night game. Last
Yeah.
week they lost 31 to 27 against the Browns, but Trevor Lawrence did have like this miraculous recovery from that, like, or was the ankle
Right.
injury last week? It was the week
Uh,
before, right?
it was week before last week. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So miraculous recovery from that ankle sprain. But he threw for 257 and 3 touchdowns, but his 3 interceptions is what cost them a lot in this game. On top of that, Travis Etienne was held to a minimal rushing yards. He only had 35, but he did find the end zone for a touchdown, rushing touchdown. Through the air, the favorite targets were Engram and Ridley with 95 and 53 yards each. Engram had 2 touchdowns, and Parker Washington had the third of the passing touchdowns. So this offense has what it takes. It's just going to be a matter of keeping keeping up that pace against the number one defense right now.
Right, right.
So they're still number
Yep.
one, right? They're up there for sure, but
Yes, they're like a top three defense.
yeah,
They're still like a top three defense in the league. Yeah. Um, I'm gonna pick the Ravens here.
yeah, me too.
I yeah, I'm not opposed to the Ravens in this game, but it should be a really good game. I'm definitely gonna try to watch this one.
Yeah,
Um,
this will be a good one for sure.
yeah. So, all right, you know what time it is, baby.
Yeah, now we get to talk about Monday Night Football. This is the game that
Yeah,
got flexed into this as the Chiefs Patriots game got flexed out. Um, because the Patriots are so ass, even Patrick
right, of
Mahomes cannot
course.
maintain the primetime slot.
Correct.
Yeah,
They
so we have
cannot.
instead we get to watch the Eagles at the Seahawks. The wheel picked the
Better.
Eagles. Yeah, much better. The wheel picked the Eagles. The money line is minus 198 for the Eagles and plus 164 for the Seahawks. And then the spread is minus 4 in favor of the Eagles. Um, Last week, the Eagles game, Jalen Hurts was held under 200 passing and no touchdowns. DeAndre Swift and Jalen Hurts had 33 and 30 rushing yards respectively, and neither of them got a rushing touchdown against the Cowboys. A.J. Brown had 9 catches for 94 yards, which looked okay through the air. Um, and then the final score of 13 came from only 2 field goals and a fumble return to the end zone. Um, the Eagles have really been on a downward spiral since barely beating the Bills in overtime.
Yeah.
So,
And I will say completely, like so completely off topic, but it came to my head and I need to say it.
okay.
The Raiders Chargers game, that was a scoregami. I would just like
Unique,
to I would just I
a
would just
unique one that has
like to
never
put out
happened
there.
before, ever
Hmm.
in NFL history.
Yep. It was like the 1017th scoregami,
Huh.
like or like score, like different
Yeah, yeah,
score.
yeah. 63 to
So
21.
63 to 21, yeah. It's never happened
Oh,
before. I don't know
interesting.
why that just came to mind, but it's I don't know. Yeah.
All right.
Anyways,
A win is a win,
I
I guess.
um the Seahawks, Drew Lock held his own as the backup QB, passing for 269 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 2 interceptions. The run game got shut down, but through the air, Tyler Lockett had 6 catches for 89 yards, and Metcalf had 2 catches for 52 yards. The 2 passing touchdowns went to DK and Colby Parkinson. Not sure if I've ever heard of that guy. Um, Mr. Parkinson's, I guess.
He plays
A
for the
tough,
Seahawks. That's all I could tell you.
yeah, all right, fair enough. A tough loss to the 49ers, but can likely keep up with the Eagles the way they have been moving the ball offensively.
Yeah, I feel like this is a closer matchup than we expected it to be at the beginning of the season when we saw this
Yeah.
was on the schedule. Obviously, it was scheduled for a 1 o'clock game at the beginning, but now that it's prime time, these two teams are really gonna show out. I feel like it's gonna be an offensive shootout because we've seen that both teams have what it takes to move the ball down the field. Um, but it's just gonna be a toss-up at this point to see if the Eagles can somehow make it back up.
Right.
The
Yeah.
wheel
Yeah.
has taken the Eagles, and I want to agree with the wheel, um, but you never know. If they continue on the downward trend, then they might not walk away with a win. But we've seen previously throughout the season that they have what it takes to come back in the second half. So,
Mm. You know what? Give me the Seahawks, baby. Go Hawks. Let's go.
oh
Let's go.
boy,
Give me the Seahawks. Come on, baby. They're winning. They're
alrighty,
absolutely winning. They're winning. Let's go. Sorry. I just got ramped up. Like, yes, my bad, dude. My bad.
you're good. I'm not complaining.
Yeah, dude. But like Monday Night Football. It gets me
Monday
going, bro.
Night
It gets me
Football.
going.
Hell yeah.
We need the energy in here, baby. Come on.
Hell
Come
yeah.
on. Yeah, dude. That's money. That's money.
This podcast for today has been all over the place. We've been up and
Oh my
down and
God.
just
Yeah, yeah,
laughing
yeah,
at
dude.
everything. Oh boy.
Yeah, dude. That's
Can you
that's
tell
the
it's a
best. That's the
Saturday
best
night?
thing.
Well,
Can you
Saturday
tell that
afternoon.
haven't gotten, well, Saturday night for me, but
Well, yeah.
can you tell I haven't gotten enough sleep in the past 48 hours?
Yeah,
Can you
probably.
tell? Can you tell it's my finals week?
Yeah. Finals? What are those?
I'm losing my mind.
Well, good luck to Riker with his finals. Good luck to anybody else who has them coming up this week. Uh, if you finish your finals already, hopefully you guys get to go home and enjoy a nice winter break. And hopefully you
Yeah,
guys
big
made it
screw you
through.
to you.
To me?
No, big screw you to the people who already finished their
Oh,
finals, is what I'm
oh,
saying.
oh.
Yeah, yeah. Um, yeah, but that's the weekend for us. We've been posting a lot of stuff this weekend. We had the Thursday night game video, the Saturday
Yes.
video. Now we're gonna have this one coming out too. And God, dude, we're just content monkeys, just pumping
Oh,
out content.
oh
You know
yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Colts are up 21-13 right now.
Yeah,
Yep.
baby. Gardner Minshew, don't fail me now, brother.
Now they're
All
up
right,
24. They just made the field goal.
let's go, dude. Let's go.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's going to be it from us. Again, like I mentioned a couple of times, the next week's podcast is also going to be um, on these screens here because of I'm traveling back home and Christmas and holidays, seeing family, all that stuff. So we want to get it pushed out, hopefully on Thursday, and get that sent out to everybody then. But yeah, next week is going to be the last one where we're going on the computer, and then the camera quality is going to boost up a little bit.
Oh yeah.
Camera quality is going to be a little bit nicer next time we have the podcast after next week. So, but
Yup.
yeah, don't forget to check out the video from today, Saturday's video. I think it's pretty funny. I think it turned out great. And hit us with a
Yes.
follow on TikTok,
Nice
Instagram too,
job.
all that stuff. Thanks, man. Thanks, man. Hit us with a follow on all that stuff. Subscribe, hit the like button, comment down below who you think's really actually going to win these games. And thanks for watching as always. We appreciate it.
Yeah. Thanks for joining us. Sorry as I'm yawning. Thanks for joining us.
Absolutely. All right. Peace out.
This has been a wild one. See you guys.